today, Rinpoche emphasized the importance of getting rid of excitement and laxity in our practice. While we're doing our meditation, we need to check if either of those have crept into our meditation and get rid of them through various means Rinpoche taught today. Okay, Rinpoche, let's sumba leso.
Oh yeah. Tanga so Lamrim dera otu so de Lamrim se de chebu chungu la ring la chebu shimi la so chebu chungu la de ne chawdu ta magi jubu suti otu so galo chebu chungu la de ne laba so de chebu ring la de ne shaju se de ni chebu ta shedu tiba chebi la otu to se mare.
So, if we were to divide all of Lord Buddha's teachings into categories, we could divide the teachings into three categories that are called the teachings for beings of three capacities. The first category of teachings is called the teachings shared in common with beings of small capacity. And this set of teachings is for a practitioner who wishes to achieve merely rebirth in the higher realms of cyclic existence in his or her next life. So this practitioner engages in the practices of going for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and engaging in ethical behavior which abandons the 10 non-virtuous activities. So by depending upon or relying upon these practices, this practitioner is able to achieve rebirth in the higher realms of cyclic existence, and this category is called the teachings shared in common with beings of small capacity. The next category of teachings is for the practitioner who wishes to achieve nirvana, or his or her own individual liberation. These are called the teachings shared in common with beings of medium capacity, and this practitioner engages in the practice of the three highest higher trainings, the highest higher training in ethics, concentration, and wisdom. And through independence upon these highest higher trainings, practitioner is able to achieve nirvana or achieve an individual liberation. And then finally, the last set of teachings are the teachings for beings of great capacity. These teachings lead to complete Buddhahood. So this practitioner engages in what has already been mentioned and then couples that with generation of compassion, then the generation of bodhicitta, and then from there the practice of the six perfections. And in dependence upon these sets of teachings, this practitioner is able to achieve complete Buddhahood. So these are the teachings for beings of three capacities, and this is how you summarize all of Lord Buddha's teachings based on three different results. Deso.
Mebala tebi wudu chetara shawa la nyi, shingo shung yu chetara shawa tang, shingo tang tre yu tu so chetara shawa wu. Tangbo la nyi, shingo ngon mezinbe nyebu tenpa tang, ngon sen chang tepon yu sheto, mezi yu nyebu tenpa wu. Tangbo la nyi, shingo ji chenyi tenla papa tang, gombi tu so, Tubi Shijin, Chibi Tausu, Tombula Ni, Goba Ne, Guli Tule, Goba, Kanshina, Dubi, Tsama, Jesun Jubi, Duchaji, Chatubi, Sen Number Majawate, Chineji Batu Jubi, Legeno, Shesun Batar, De La Son, Mebane, Yidu Omo, Duba Wo, Yidu wonshi duba wo, naba ne, sen naba majishin, shirchowa te, dochaji, chatuba shi yinbe, yula sibi nabi yuba wo, shile ne, sen miba la, nebi bachu shiba wo, sen nado miba la, taba na, sudra su la, chabi goba, Omen to yu da la, sentensi, iwan shishi, shatu le, cheta, shine la neshin. Tatan tari, Teyin Yayan Tebana Tetan Tele Nyumo Jabane Yula Chabi Tabi Ometan Shezumba Terawana Nyumo Jenji Gune Semiba Le Jendo Iwa Jebi Chua dans Tejin to give me bal Jenla Chua te Goba Yina Shena Goba Nendo Chaji Chashi Jimbe Nyumo Jenji Gune Iwane Goba Meje Nyumo Nishu Natenji Senju Nayi Yino Gi Meba la Chua Nagi Sendan Senju Chiriso Nduyu Dua Tanji Goba Meno Shiwane Ne Jomabo Le Shumba Shi Sheyan Jode Ishi Shumba Dan Yeba Dan Majigo Ti Tsenyi La Kari Chuji Santenpa Pemuchi Nane Yujin La Chua Mebi Neshi Setanshi Mebi Chenmo Bashi La Xinwa Doba Nangon Dene Merite Xinwa Ne Xinyu Jurusumbi Tena Susu Yinbi Shete Gore Baba Le Tela Kete Momba Dan Niji Nene Senji Xinwa Senji Xina Xindu Doba Tuna Shezumbi Shetan Gore Lejan Kete Momba Dan Niji Xinwa Nyoba Jobi Nyeyu Nyomoba Kanto Yang Nyomoba Chodan Tene Nado Sen Nabara Iwa Yino She Momba Dan Niji Tu Sen Shina Nagi Nayindo Shezumbi Sher Kundu Lejan Shiwa Dan Nyunyeji Nayine Kazu Mashi Men Terishibi Nayin La Gwayan Shonyu Nyumo Chento Mangeso Tena Momba Ne Kunle Tule Momba Kanshe Na Temo Ki Chatobi Senjon Leso Morowa Nyedo Nyumoba Na Nyumoba Tanjeji Choshibi Lejeno Shezumbi Temoji Chashi Sen Shishin Leso Morowa Zondeles
Mupa Ganshina.
Zondeles Tanto
Mupa Ganshina.
Tanto
Yamare. Mupa.
Ale Momba Dan Xinwa Ni Dan Sen Xinwa Teni Sen Leso Morowa Ni Dan Leso Morowa Ni Kanyinba She Sonso Xinwa Ne Sen Ximeba Zibi Tingan Zin Le Ne Meba Nado Tangba Taba Manziba Yinbe Tangcha Yue Chang Mibi Zindan Shindu Sewa Meba Na Xinwan Zhute Gune Baba Le Kangi Tse Milung Tabon Menuba Shumba Tabon Mizumba Tabo Senji Meba Sewa Matungwa Ti Tse Xinwan Joba She Shawu She Sumbi Shiro Yung Chewa Tenaji Shi Tsenyi Sewa Zungwa Mayino Xinwan La Ne Gawa Dan Loma Ten Nyi Yue La Momba Ne Megawa Dan Tri Loma Ten Karun Dan Temuki Chakona Yino Yung Chewa Na Le Jang Xinwan Xinwan sewa la sanje che kuzu la soba. Gayu yu la shawa tang. Nawa gone sen zin to goba sombe. Sen la maba baba tabi yu mesewa tang. Lu yin zi tang. Maro suwa ka ne. Meba sewa tang zi tang che. Jincha, Nisha Luji, Yu Sewa Zang Dang, Yu Jin Chi Senang, Zang Chi Machuko, Goba Reba Mala, Xinwang Kong Tubi Yung Chewa, Nang Ne Sewa Ngo Mazin Mazunyi, Ne Shikawa Nang Xin, Shinto Kei Chewa Nante, Nela Dingen Di Jumen To, Chusa Chewa, Nang Yishiro Te Yishiro, Lo Shime, Nyanyu Ki Tine, Gorin Tu Somba Tar, Leba Tela, Ngo Sin Gu Shingo Tubi, Shijin Chebi Tane, Shingo Je Gowa Yueba, Zang Je Machu Ki, gombi tse na shingo shung ma yung chetar
Rinpoche,
shebe sheyin sheba shi gozo ya.
the Chikshena, the Kamala Shila, the Gonrin Baba, Sheson, then Nipa Gutsoldu, then Injike La Mambo Lason. Okay. Just make sure I know where we stop. Just give me 1 second here so I can bring Rinpoche back when we get there. Okay, perfect. Okay, now so we're on page 57, chapter 4, dealing with laxity and excitement. What to do after you focus on an object of meditation. This has 2 sections. What to do when laxity and excitement occur. What to do when laxity and excitement are absent. So the 2 obstacles to single-pointed concentration, laxity and excitement. Here is showing how to establish them, define them, and get rid of them, and what to do once you have. What to do when laxity and excitement occur. This has 2 parts. Using the remedy for failing to recognize laxity and excitement, and 2, using the remedy for failing to try to eliminate them even when they are recognized. A, when using the remedy for failing to recognize laxity and excitement. This has 2 sections, the defining characteristics of laxity and excitement and the method for developing vigilance that recognizes them during meditation. Number 1, the defining characteristics of laxity and excitement. Excitement is defined in Asanga's Compendium of Knowledge as what is excitement? It is an unquiet state of mind, considered a derivative of attachment, which pursues pleasant objects and acts as an impediment to meditative serenity. So it's the wandering, the mind's wandering off of the object of observation. There are 3 aspects to this definition. It is an object. Its object is an attractive and pleasant one. 2, its subjective aspect is that your mind is unquiet and scattered outward. As it is a derivative of attachment, it engages its object with a sense of craving. And number 3, its function is to impede stabilization of your mind on its object. When your attention is inwardly fixed upon its object, excitement, which is attached to form, sound, and so on, pulls on your attention helplessly toward these objects and causes distraction. As it says in Chandragroman's Praise of Confession, just as you are focused on meditative serenity, directing your attention toward it again and again, the noose of the afflictions pulls your attention helplessly with the rope of attachment to objects. Question: is it excitement when there is scattering in which other afflictions distract your mind away from object, or, for that matter, when there is scattering towards other virtuous objects? Reply: excitement is a derivative of attachment. So being distracted by other afflictions is not excitement. Rather, it is the mental process of distraction, which is one of the 20 secondary afflictions. Scattering towards virtuous objects may involve any virtuous mind or mental process, so not all scattering is excitement. Many translators render xinghua, or laxity, as slackness, zumba. So they're going through the different words in Tibetan that, you know, how we use sometimes laxity and dullness, and we use all these different words. They do too. And they're showing that there are very specific meanings behind specific words, and that it isn't just, they aren't interchangeable, basically. These words are not going to be interchangeable. Many translations render laxity, xinghua, as slackness, zumba. But this slackness should not be construed as meaning discouragement, zumba. As for its definition, so they're very similar words in Tibetan, so this is really talking about the Tibetan words themselves and their similarities and distinctions. As for its definition, most yogis among these snowy peaks seem to consider laxity to be a lethargic state of mind that stays on its object of meditation without scattering elsewhere, but lacks limpid clarity. This is incorrect, for lethargy is said to cause laxity. So the two are distinct, as suggested in Kamala Shila's second stages of meditation. If being oppressed by lethargy and sleepiness, you see your mind become lax or in danger of laxity. Hold on one second. Yep. Also, the Sutra Unraveling the Intended Meaning says, if there is laxity due to lethargy and sleepiness, or if you are afflicted by any secondary afflictions in meditative absorption, it is a case of internal mental distraction. This states that when your mind becomes lax due to lethargy and sleepiness, it is distracted inwardly. Asanga's Compendium of Knowledge also discusses laxity in the context of the secondary affliction of distraction. But distraction, as he explains, it may also be virtuous, so it is not necessarily afflictive. So just pointing out all the different possibilities within this specific kind of distraction, and how the levels of distraction occur in dependence upon certain things. Of lethargy, then, Asanga's Compendium of Knowledge says, what is lethargy? And then be like lethargy dash. An unserviceable state of mind classified as a derivative of delusion. It works to assist all root afflictions and secondary afflictions. Again, an unserviceable state of mind classified as a derivative of delusion. It works to assist all root afflictions and secondary afflictions. So this derivative of delusion is the heaviness and the unserviceability of body and mind. Vasubandhu's Treasury of Knowledge auto-commentary, Vasubandhu's own commentary on the Abhidharma Kosha, says, what is lethargy? The heaviness of body and the heaviness of mind, which are the unserviceability of the body and the unserviceability of the mind. Laxity means that your mind's way of apprehending the object of meditation is slack, and it does not apprehend the object with much vividness or firmness. So even if it is limpid, if your mind's way of apprehending the object is not highly vivid, then laxity has set in. Kamala Shila's second stages of meditation states, when your mind does not see the object vividly, like a person being blind or a person entering in a dark place, or like having one eye shut, then recognize that your mind has become lax. I have not seen a clear presentation of the definition of laxity in other classic texts. Laxity may be virtuous or ethically neutral, whereas lethargy is either a non-virtuous or ethically neutral mental obstruction, and it is invariably a derivative of delusion. So there isn't a virtuous form, it says, basically. Moreover, the classic texts say that to dispel laxity, you must bring to mind pleasant objects such as the body of the Buddha, or meditate on light, so as to stimulate your mind. Therefore, you have to stop the object from appearing unclearly, as though darkness were descending on your mind. And you have to put it to an end to the quality of attention which has become flaccid. You need to make a clear object of meditation and a tight way of apprehending the object. Neither a clear object alone nor transparency of the subject alone is enough. It is easy to recognize excitement, but laxity is hard to comprehend since it is not clearly identified in the authoritative classic texts. It It is also very important because in the case it is a major point of misunderstanding concerning flawless concentration. Therefore, meaning that a lot of people mistake appropriate concentrations. A lot of people mistake laxity for real levels of concentration, like a zoned out kind of unclear level of meditation. Some would believe was a realization where it's just actually this laxity. Therefore, I'm going to reread it. It is not easy to recognize excitement, but laxity is hard to comprehend since it is not clearly identified in the authoritative classic texts. It is also very important because in this case it is a major point of misunderstanding concerning flawless concentration. Therefore, you should experience laxity with an exacting awareness, and on that basis examine it well and identify it in accordance with Kamala Shila's stages of meditation. The Rinpoche, the Shinwan Lena, the Nepo Gare, the Dawa Tong, the Ja Tong, Ngama Chirang Lapcha Mambo, Natsu Lapsong.
Shinwan the Lesuna, the Nawa, Nalta, the Chitram, or the
Lapcha Kashe Yuribe.
The Sensing do not. The Nawa, the Chitwan, the Nalta, or the Tashi.
Chuton dene dawa
dawal te wata o tani jina sen ko tama chawa yirwa
lessa. So Rinpoche, I was saying that Rinpoche gave advices before also when this laxity starts to occur, that you can actually have something cold to drink, just stop what you're doing. Look, and also advices to look at the moon so that this kind of vividness and clarity and the idea of it comes back to you, and then sit down and try to restart your meditation. So it's a way, if you start to have this kind of sleepiness that is kind of the cause of this, and this lethargy creeping in that then begins to become a laxity, you can stop what you're doing and then have something to drink or go. Basically, wake yourself up is what Rinpoche is saying, and some methods to do so. Our suggestions in the text are looking at the moon, having some tea, having a glass of water, walking around a little bit, and then sitting back down to try to achieve that clarity, which is free from both excitement and laxity. Okay, Dikson. Then Rinpoche, the Shingu Dopi Sheishin.
Shingu Dopi Sheishin.
The.
Ale, Shinwan Sen Meba. Living the Nolene, Meba Shinto, Sewa, Tamba Manzin by Yimbe, Tancha Yujan, maybe in Zedan, Shinto, Sewa Mena, Shinwandro de Gure Babale, Tangit, Melon Tabo,
Chiran Kabi,
Memeba, Shuba Tabo,
Yamar, 517, Ale, Gonga Mapichi.
Shingo Dubi, Shi Jibi Tana, Shingo Jukua, Yabatan, Jimashuki, Gombi Tse, Shingo Shoma Jun Jetar, Jetawa Jin Shibi, Shi Jetuba Shi Goso, Dayan Shi Toden Rinji Jeyu, Shingo de Jomatado, Tengwen Zibi, Shi Jetuba, Tajimete, Monsu Majiba, Ji Chao Shibane, Riba Yin Jigude, Gorin Tama Le, Gorin Tama Ni Le, Seni Shinga, Shinto, Tobatona Shebatan, Sen Goban, Godo, Tobatonwa, Shezombi Sher, Tetabi, Shi Jimaji Pado, Dene, Deibala, Shingo maybe, Gonjume, Shunwa She, Tajijan, Tinto Modote, Shingo Shunwa, Neba Manubi, Shide, Shijin Toden, Majibi Shiro, Deyan Utale, Shindo Goba Tuba Dan, Shiji go toba Shiji go ba shesung be tata na shingo shuna mariba chisi bi Shiji machi na turimbo gonglo shechang shingo shunwa Shiji to musowa shingo chame tuidawa yino ona Shiji chetar chinyana dada nga tenbi chunglu de kei chishu shi yinde dadar tenba jun tenba de chi nuna meba je ne indun ruwa kabar nube shingo cheba yun renpa musuwa dube shingo tulayu shite tenpa nyabi tuje shingo riba tang ma nyabi tuje shingo ribi tu rintong ni nyuwa la kune tena selo tela gune shunju lechang kansi tenpa yegune son yu
Dundu ne.
kansi tenpa yegune son yu tato ne choba tese shejin wanju shi sheba tang yu tin tenpa lechang shejin tenpa ma nyamba chuna xinhua tang goba toba wu xie shawa ne tenpa nyewa xie xin tang tenpa nyuru tehi sher tenpa ma nyamba chuna xie shawa ngante xie song so yu ji ne xie xin ji chulu tumo ma yin bi xe de tene sen lako so zonyu namba la mi ba nyuwa riba zang so nzimbi namba la mi ne nga sheba yin tenpa tenbi nga ne tele yin do chuma chu shara tunre she ne sen zimba yin tende ne shi yin chung yu ne do zong ngo tata yang shun ju le lu dang sen chi ne ga la yang dang yang do ta sha wa tete konan do na ne shi yin chung yu sen yin do she zong be zir te na de ne shi gu chao she ba na ribi shi yin chi la tenpa ten chu chi ne yin ne do wa ji nge ngu ba yin be lebar mi she ba go so tata ma yin ba lu ta na ta chi do nre ne shi chi do nre ne mi she ba go wa me ba ting sang chung wa yin do cha na ju ta tun ji ju ta tu ji zhu bi ribu ting an zi jang tanda shi to so te na yin kong tu Chenmo ridang tun de xin do xi yu na ju ji ji ne nyang len ji ten la pa pa xi xin do ke chi wa ke chi yi nyi ru zang la rawa ma cha de pa xin du ba le zun ru ji bu xia wa nga yu za xi ra zhu ji jang na tun chen zhu xie song bi xie ro nyeba nguan sen jang te pong bi xie do me zu yu nyebu tenpa ne nga xie ba tar tenpa tang xie xin ji chung lu me ba xie ba tenpa ten xie xin xin do do tang tenpa jie de xin go xin do cha wa ang xie xin ji riba nu bi xin go xiong wa nguan me zin bi jun me jang teni shuma ta ne gubi zuwa ma tenpa tang do ren bi zuwa nga nune sheba ne tengan zin chi jun xin do chi wa yin de tata na lo lang do song ne 신고지 신고도 제 띵한지 집이 전도 타유시로 되나 신고 중앙 제유 띵한지 집이 신 띵한지 제벌 신도 가유시로 되나 신고 뭐와란도 메제비 냐보 도시에버 또아시 따비 생라 공부샤오 네발라니 생活 중심 신고 고비 수다
Chiran Kabiyari.
달라테네 신고 지구비 중앙어 용어 다음에 그걸 틀래
That's good. The Mambo Rimche.
Yeah.
GK Lago.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. I just want to keep up with this. 519, he started there. So we read all that. Tumble. Okay. All right. I just, all right, where did I leave off last?
It's easy to recognize.
60, right?
It's hard to comprehend. Yeah, just page 60, second paragraph.
Yeah, it is not enough.
Yeah,
It
is easy to
I didn't
recognize.
read that part. Okay. All right. It is easy to recognize excitement, but laxity is hard to comprehend since it is not clearly identified in authoritative text. It is also very important because in this case it is a major point of misunderstanding concerning flawless concentration. Therefore, you should experience laxity with an exacting awareness, and on that basis examine it well and identify it in accordance with Kamalashila's stages of meditation. And Rinpoche, the Shiwang, Hashan Dawa, Shiwang Dandrar. 강의선에 the sen tomba the shiwan dan drapudue.
자고하지 말아.
Yo maribe. Method for developing garshene drapu yo mare.
가장 제한 예를 맞이 받으러. 제한 예를 맞이 봐. 신화세도 로가지로 고도.
I see. So the method for developing vigilance that recognizes laxity and excitement is not enough just to have an understanding of laxity and excitement. You have to be able to develop vigilance and accurately detects whether laxity or excitement is present during meditation. Moreover, by gradually developing powerful vigilance, not only must you develop vigilance that recognizes laxity and excitement as soon as they occur, you must also develop a vigilance that recognizes them when they are on the verge of occurring, before they have actually arisen. This is demonstrated by the statements in Kamalashila's last two stages of meditation. If you see your mind become laxed or in danger of laxity, you see your mind become excited or in danger of becoming excited. Until you develop such vigilance, you cannot reliably conclude that you have had flawless meditation, free of laxity and excitement during a given period of time. This is because not having developed powerful vigilance, you cannot be sure whether laxity and excitement have occurred. Likewise, in a passage that begins, there is recognition of laxity and excitement. Maitreya's separation of the middle from extreme says that you need vigilance in order to recognize laxity and excitement. Accordingly, if you have not developed vigilance such as would preclude any failure to recognize the presence of laxity or excitement, then even if you try to meditate for a long time, you will pass the time under the influence of subtle laxity and excitement, failing to sense laxity and excitement while they are occurring. So not having read and studied and understood what laxity and excitement and all of these words are, when they occur in actual meditation, you don't recognize them because you haven't studied to know what they are. So the point here is that you have to be able to establish that this has arisen or this hasn't arisen. And in order to establish that, you have to know what this or that is. You have to clearly know what a sign of it happening is, or clearly know what you are looking for to get rid of or sustain. Let me see. Where am I? Thank you. That's right. How do you develop this vigilance? Reply. It's Important because in the process of maintaining mindfulness, which I explained above, if you can develop continual mindfulness, you'll be able to avoid forgetting the object of meditation and becoming distracted. Thus, since this prevents a prolonged failure to sense the presence of laxity and excitement, you must easily recognize laxity and excitement. This will be perfectly evident if you examine in terms of your own experience how long it takes to recognize laxity and excitement when mindfulness is impaired, and how quickly you recognize them when it is not impaired. With this in mind, Shantideva is engaging in the Bodhisattva states. When mindfulness dwells at the gate of your mind for its protection, then vigilance will appear. And Srimati's explanation of the separation of the middle from extreme states, the statement there is recognition of laxity and excitement by vigilance if mindfulness does not lapse, indicates that mindfulness when fully present is accompanied by vigilance. That is why it says if mindfulness does not lapse. So there has mindfulness has to have vigilance driving it, and so that's the point of it here. If mindfulness lapses, it means that vigilance has lapsed. So mindfulness has to occur coupled with vigilance. The following cause of vigilance is distinctive to the way to maintain vigilance. Focus your mind on a visualized image of the body of a deity, etc. Or focus on a subjective aspect, such as the quality of experience being simply luminous and aware. Basically, it's saying pick an object of observation as for your meditation. Then, while you stay mindful, as explained above, hold your attention on the object while continuously monitoring whether it is scattering elsewhere. Know that this is critical for the maintenance of vigilance. As Shantideva's engaging in the Bodhisattva's deeds says, examining again and again the states of body and the mind, just that, in brief, is what it means to perceive vigilance. Thus, with this method, you develop vigilance that notices laxity and excitement when they are on the verge of arising, while with the method for maintaining mindfulness, you prevent forgetfulness, in which attention is distracted and slips away. Hence, you have to properly distinguish these two. Otherwise, if you practice as is done nowadays, combining all these awarenesses with no understanding of their distinctions, I am afraid that the concentration resulting from a muddled cause will itself be muddled. Therefore, it is very important to make a very precise analysis of this in accordance with each of the major authoritative texts, and then to determine in your practice. Do not place your hopes on sheer determination, for Aryashura's Compendium of the Perfections says, using only joyous perseverance, you will end up exhausted. If you practice with the aid of wisdom, you will achieve the great goal. Okay, keep going. Okay. Using the remedy for failing to try to eliminate them even when they are recognized. As explained above, you develop very powerful mindfulness and vigilance through proper use of the methods for maintaining mindfulness and vigilance. Vigilance is then able to notice even very subtle laxity and excitement, so there is no problem recognizing the occurrence of laxity and excitement. However, when you make no effort to stop those two as soon as they arise, your complacency or failure to apply yourself constitutes an extremely serious problem for your concentration. 4. If you practice in this way, your mind will form bad habits, and then it will be extremely difficult to develop a concentration free of laxity and excitement. So right from the beginning, when laxity occurs, deal with it. When excitement occurs, deal with it. Therefore, apply an antidote, meaning deal with it. Therefore, to remedy a failure to apply yourself to the elimination of laxity and excitement, cultivate the intention called application or effort. This section has two parts. 1, intention and the way that it stops laxity and excitement, and 2, the underlying causes of laxity and excitement. The first is intention and the way that it stops laxity and excitement. Tambo ne, gunle dule, ngatsu lepsa. Tambo ne, gunle dule, yomare, arke, tambo.
Aleo. Tomone kunle tili semba kanshe na sengoba desheba iji lede gwa na magawa na luma temba na la senjuba yuba shibi lejen no, she songpa tar sheba shao, deyang pena, do kalen je wangi cha rangwa meba, yuwa tar sen geme ke loma ten songpo kangrong la, yushin kuwa shibi, sen zhung ne senpa yinbe, dene, shingo kang rongwa shona, sen de pongwa la, sen ngapan de shibi, senpa zongo, ona, teher, shingo pongwa la, sen ngapan ku ne, shingo ngu tu chenrawa shi jena, dala, sen shingwa ne hachang na to, du cha ne, mibi zidang shuwa yinbe, dala, sen shila chuyu, jujuba gayu, ngobu yila shete, deyang, gayu ngobu yila shete, deyang sanjeji, kushintu nzeba, tabu yinche, nyumuchi gawa mino, yana, nyuye la subi, nayu tsama, yila sheba, shiwa, sawa na, tamata, mibi zidang, tamba shila, jangde, kone tambu le, kanki tse, momba tang, nije de, miba, zimba la, mesajin, sen shingwa choba ti tse, nayu duje gomba, chodo gayu, ngobo sanje la soba, yunten yi la shebe, shingwa miba la, miba teni tanto zongo, she songba taro, tala chu, miba gomba majade, chu she ne sen nato dubi, ju yinbe shiro, soso tobi, shira je, kala chobi dubi, yula je ne, pona, shingwa dode, fashin duba le, saton zombi to na tu, saton tobi to je tu, shomba shona, senjang tu, she sonso, teya tere shomba ne, miban zintang, pangma ro, sonyu shingwa dang hachang, na do dubi na, shomba chewa, shomwa yinbe, zintang leba dang, miba, jacheba, dubi shete, oma nipo le, shomba miba, jachen ta, gombe, iwa nieto ni she dang, shomba yang zundu je, tongyu, zinto sha, she dang, ladu le jang, tela yi shung ne, gawa, gong ne, sento ba sha wu, she, kiru chenpo na je, tenpa songbe, shingwaan gubi, nyenpo ke chishu ne, kanchu song dang shangchu chi sen je, pen dang, dewa toba, tuen chewa so che yue den san na, nyen guru yu, dodo, chu changmo ta na, zeba senga rowa tar, rowa toba shi gui de, dine pen je, shu nang la, susu tobi che gong je, nyuwa tenpa la, ra le zo. Kang la ten ne, shingwa jewa ju yu, ju mongpa tang, ni tang, teni drebe, shu me tenpi napa jen to, na wang, gongpi nyepo ten na, tata la tenpi, shingwa ma che shin, cheba duba njoro, dala shuen ju le, tala chaba tang na yu, tsama lebar zon ne, yang to, gongpar sheba tang, sanje tang, chu tang, gandu tang, chu chen tang, tongwa tang, teba tang, jesu chenpa tang, chu, kang rong zong ngang, tele shebe tangwan ju yu, meba na chi sen na yang, Gawazin to Batan, Shingu Nije, Niemi Dunbi, Chuna, Kandanto, Dunba, Shunatan, Dakala, Tawatan, Don Chu Juba, Shawa, Nisali Shito, Tea Shiwa Shinto, Sabatan, Lerizan Le, Mohona, Sentient Zidan, Rinpoche, Gombache La Shiwa, Tobatan, Yaya, Noa Shuna, Tinganzi Gombi, Trishula, Nyabutana, Chiriba Tene, Shiwa, Samatan, Gobashao,
Chishin the Yabudu.
Waya.
The Chiran Chuadan Lenja, the Mo.
Okay.
Okay. De Ngelo, the Nengatsu Chuadan Lenja.
Waya, but
Okay. All right. So I'm going to read what Rinpoche has, and then we're going to do some question and answers after that. Okay? Intention in the way it stops laxity and excitement. Asanga's Compendium of Knowledge. What is intention? It is the mental activity of applying your mind, having the function of drawing your mind to virtue, non-virtue, or ethically neutral. So just as a translator's note, when you divide actions, you can divide them into three categories: those that are virtuous, those that are non-virtuous, and those that are ethically neutral. And the way that they're defined is if it's virtuous, it is a cause for happiness. If it's non-virtuous, it's a cause for suffering. And if it's ethically neutral, it's neither. So this is how you should understand it. For example, iron fillings are compelled to move under the influence of a magnet. Similarly, I can never say that. Similarly, is that right? Similarly, the mental process of intention moves and stimulates your mind toward virtue, non-virtue, and ethically neutral. So here, it refers to an intention that applies your mind to the elimination of laxity or excitement when one of them occurs. Question. After you have thus aroused your mind to eliminate laxity and excitement, how do you stop laxity and excitement? Response. Mental laxity involves a very excessive inward withdrawal, leading to a slippage in the way you apprehend the object of meditation. So you should direct your mind to delightful things that cause it to expand outward. This should be something like a very beautiful image of the Buddha, not something delightful that gives rise to afflictions. Or bring to mind an image of light, such as sunlight. When this clears away laxity, immediately tighten the way you apprehend the object and sustain that in meditation. As Kamalashila's First Stages of Meditation explains, how, when you are overcome with lethargy and sleepiness, when there is a lack of clarity in your apprehension of the object of meditation, your mind has become lax, then meditate on the idea of light, or bring to mind the most delightful things, such as the qualities of the Buddha. Dispel laxity in this way, and firmly hold on the object of meditation. In this situation, do not meditate on a disenchanting object, because disenchantment causes your mind to withdraw inward. When you expand your mind by using discerning wisdom to analyze an object of your choice, this also stops laxity. Ari Shura's Compendium of Perfection says, when slack, your mind is stimulated and inspired by virtue of energy of striving for insight. Thus, laxity or slackness is as follows. The state of mind the two terms describe is called laxity because there is a decline in the way you apprehend the object of meditation. It is called slackness because there is an excessive withdrawal inward. You counteract it by stimulating the way you apprehend the object and by making the object of meditation extensive so as to expand your mind. Baba Vega's Heart of Meditative Way states, in the case of slackness, expand your mind by meditating on an extensive object. Further, in the case of slackness, inspire yourself by observing the benefits of joyous perseverance. And these are all just, you're reining back in your object of observation. They're just techniques. They aren't all separate objects of meditation. They're just reining back to your single object of meditation that you started with. In the case of slackness, expand your mind by meditating on an extensive object, and further, in the case of slackness, inspire yourself by observing the benefits of joyous perseverance. Also, Shanti Deva's Compendium of Trainings Sikshya Samukaya states, if your mind becomes slack, inspire yourself by cultivating delight. The great scholars and adepts are in agreement on this matter. So here is the most important remedy for stopping laxity. When you reflect on the good qualities of such things as the three jewels, the benefits of the spirit of enlightenment, the great significance of attaining leisure, it should have a bracing effect on your mind, just as cold water is thrown on the face of a sleeping person. This depends on your having had experience with discerning analytical meditation on these beneficial topics. If you cultivate a remedy for being accustomed to the underlying causes of laxity, namely lethargy, sleepiness, and something that induces these two, wherein your mind takes on a gloomy aspect, then laxity resulting from these causes will not arise, or if it has arisen, will stop. In this regard, Asanga Shravaka levels suggests such activities as going for a walk, holding on an image of brightness in your mind, and familiarizing yourself with it repeatedly, pursuing any of the 6 recollections, the Buddha, the teaching, the community, the ethical discipline, generosity, and the deities, stimulating your mind by means of other inspiring objects of meditation, orally reciting teachings that discuss the faults of lethargy and sleepiness, gazing in different directions at the moon and the stars, washing your face with water. Also, if laxity is very slight and occurs only infrequently, tighten up your apprehension of the object and continue meditating. But if laxity is dense and seems to occur repeatedly, suspend your cultivation of concentration, clear away laxity using any of those remedies, and then resume your meditation. Whether your object of meditation entails directing your mind inward or outward, if the object is unclear and you have the sense of darkness, slight or dense, descending on your mind, it will be hard to cut through laxity if you continue to meditate without eliminating it. Therefore, as a remedy for it, repeatedly meditate on the appearance of light. Let me just make sure where we are here. I think he kept going. Oh, it's so shit. Just give me 1 second. I'll figure it out. I just have to look at 2 things. The water went on the face. Yeah, you read that. Okay. So this is all about, this whole section Rinpoche just said is about getting rid of those 2 negativities of excitement and laxity. So just getting rid of those 2. And other stays. I think that's it. Meditation, appearance of light. Okay. Cultivate serenity and insight. Okay. Give me a second here. We're at page 522 in the Tibetan. Up there he read all of that. Yeah, okay. Cultivate serenity and insight correctly with a mind that is bright and radiant, a mind of clear light, free of gloom. On the way to serenity and insight, meditate on a sense of brightness in this way. If you do, then even at the outset, your interest in an object of meditation is dull and brightness is fading. The cause and condition of having accustomed yourself to that meditation will clarify your interest in the object of meditation and lead to great brightness. If there is clarity and great brightness at the outset, clarity and brightness will later become still more vast. So since he says you should cultivate brightness even when the object of meditation is clear from the beginning, this is all more true when it is unclear. So it's stating that you should even do this as a beginning part of the meditation, even if the object is clear, to even make it brighter. So it's saying if it's advice is given to do this light, making everything very bright, even if it's clear, then you should definitely do it if there's some dullness in the meditation. Let's see. So he says you cultivate brightness even when the object of meditation is clear from the beginning. This is even more true when it is unclear. Asanga Shravaka levels also describes how to hold the sign of brightness in meditation. Hold in meditation the sign of brightness from the light of an oil lamp, the light of a bonfire, the orb of the sun. Meditate on the sign of brightness not only while cultivating concentration, but on other occasions as well. In the case of excitement, out of attachment, your attention pursues objects such as forms and sounds. So in response to that, bring to mind disillusioning things that cause your attention to be drawn inward. As soon as this calms the excitement, settle your mind on the earlier object of meditation. Kamala Shila's first stages of meditation states, when you see that your mind is occasionally becoming excited as you recall previous excitement, play, and so forth, calm the excitement by bringing to mind disillusioning things such as impermanence. Then strive to engage the object of meditation without your mind becoming involved in activity. Baba Vega's Heart of the Middle Way states, calm excitement by bringing to mind impermanence and so forth. And pull your mind back from distraction by noting the faults of distracting objects. Also, Shantideva's Compendium of Training states, if excitement occurs, calm it by bringing impermanence to mind. So, if very strong or prolonged excitement occurs, it's crucial that you relax the meditation for a while and cultivate a sense of disenchantment, rather than attempting to pull in your mind and direct it back to the object of meditation every time it becomes scattered. For excitement that is not so dominant, draw into the scattered attention and fix your attention upon the object of meditation. This is because Arya Shura's Compendium of Perfection states, when your mind becomes excited, stop this disturbance by calming it and stabilizing your attention. And Asanga's texts on the levels say that the sutra passage, you focus your mind, refers to remedy for excitement. It is generally said that if your mind is excited, you should focus on the object of meditation, while if it is lax, you should think about a delightful object. The Sangha Shravaka level states, thus, once your mind has become withdrawn inward and you note that there is slackness or the threat of slackness, maintain and gladden your mind by thinking of any inspiring things. This is maintaining your mind. How do you settle your mind? While maintaining your mind, when you note that your mind is excited or that there is a threat of excitement, withdraw your mind inward and settle in a calming stabilization. When your mind is excited, do not bring to mind inspiring, delightful objects, because this will cause your mind to be distracted outwards. So if your mind is excited and you think about exciting things, it will cause your mind to become even more distracted. So there are these different ways to rein in the mind and to oppose the negativities of excitement and dullness. So we'll end there, and Rinpoche said we do some question and answer section. Coleman? Yeah. Get on the mic. Get. Oh, sorry. I forget what we're doing sometimes. Wiki.
I just want to ask Rinpoche if maybe tobacco.
Tabasco?
Tobacco.
Okay.
Chewing tobacco specifically is okay today.
Rinpoche, nima dakpar kon de me kashe tama napo yomare tama me kashe sagdu de nangla de tama nangla. I know how to say cigarette, so I'm saying some people put cigarette and he'll figure it out because he's seen it before. He's seen it. So me kashe de tama tomare konso de shagdu. Tearing techen sojunga domba yure. Ngatsu tearing de ka.
Yes.
Garshene. De chang matong. Ara matong. Then garshene de tama de tse dang drapo du. Tse. Then konso de shagdu. Tearing. No, not to use today. I tried every which way. I have doubt, but I'm sticking with it. Then a ja tungumare tearing. Garshene. I said, well, you can't drink tea then. All right, let's go. We're rolling. Then garshene. Ja. The ja nangla drug yure. Tama nangla drug yure. Chipa. Ja, then tama chipa. Garshene chipa yomare. Garshene chipa yomare. Ja tona de ni jupo drodu. Tama tona ni jupo drodu. Tsen ripa chipa kelen. Drug chipa. Tsen ripa drug chipa.
Then all food is drug. It goes that
Draga Maris.
Jada arada drat dang ye pachimbe yore. Jata dang ye pachimbe ye mare.
Did that?
Arada tamana pada
What the
ye pachimbe yore. Tinde jata dang ye pachimbe ye mare.
Then the ja the kema natsa yongdu. Ja kema natsa ju. Gangin sena ja. No, I'm saying that he's saying that no, because black smoke, so opium or heroin, so I'm translating, or alcohol is much more harmful. So we can't say it's the same as tea. So I was saying, so they're saying that we can't say it's the same as tea, and I say that large amounts of caffeine isn't good for kidneys, right? Any kind of drug isn't good for one's kidneys or for one's liver. I'm just saying, if we're going to debate this and we're going to say you can't do this because this is good and this is bad, why? We're not, ants following each other. Let's talk about this.
I would say tea in small amounts.
We're talking about you can drink tea as much as you want today.
It's
This isn't.
beneficial, but tobacco in small amounts, not beneficial.
Correct. And it's in the prayer book.
What is?
No tobacco. In the precept.
In which ones?
The ones that we follow today.
It says no. Yeah, here on. Switch the glasses. Yeah, avoid.
They didn't say that in the Tibetan.
Alcohol, tobacco, recreational drugs.
Yeah, they added that. That's some white guy added that. I'm not kidding. That's not in the Tibetan. I didn't say that in the Tibetan. I'm just saying, let's talk about this. But then you could say sugar also. I know. I understand, but there's got to be the dasi dangdu gangin sena the tama nangla tobacco yure. Tobacco dangja nicha tse dropeldu. Dene cheek ja zugdu cheek tong tama tongdu dropeldu. Yene tama napo dang tama kakare. Tama napo dan tama tong kak chipa yomare. Ja mambo tona? He says that you can see that there. Just look at the hospitals and illnesses. There aren't people there with tea. They're there because of cigarettes and alcohol and things like this. So that's logical enough for me, and I think we can move on. Is everybody okay with moving on? I'm inwardly not, but outwardly I'm okay with moving on. The datayin. Gangin sena de menkang de tama ken mambo yure. Ara tung ken mambo yure. Yene ja tung ken yomare. Yene ja that's nudu. Ngatsu sukpo ja that's nudu. Yene chini ngatsu supo nudu. Kariena nu. Yene de datayin. Yene de genye pai domba de chang matong.
Yeah.
De tama nangla yirbe. Genye domba. Genye tama ton tude. Tama napo yomari. Tama. Genye pai domba yuna. Tama ton tude.
Chumar.
Ale. So you're not supposed to smoke cigarettes if you have a layperson vow. I did not know this. But in the Thailand, the monks smoke. And they said that the Buddha didn't say anything about it. And that's where I'm saying, that's what my point is. That somebody added that. It's not in the Tibetan. It says don't drink alcohol. It says that, yes. But it doesn't, this addition, I heard another Geshe say, though, in a commentary, that it does say chemical substances that cause the same, like as alcohol. So there is a book where it does say chemical mixtures, like that could cause intoxication. That is in that layperson vow, but it's all very debatable. Sanjay tama kama son. Sanjay tama kama son.
사직의 고바도 똥다 주고 말씀 말했어. 집어랬어.
Gupa.
고바.
Gopa
Garlic.
danzo. Garlic and onions.
아니요.
The Sanjay, the Hindu de kelengadu. Chikshena ne. Gangyasene de Shaju de yire. Shaju de Gupa danzon masa. Yene Nedra lana mepiju digre. So Rinpoche is saying that there's a lot of things that it talks about not eating onions and not having garlic. So there are suggestions that you will find in the texts about tobacco. He says they are in there. The Sanjay ka, the Delpa. Got it.
사직가.
It's Buddha's speech. Next. Sorry. Yeah, we should go.
말라
We should move on before we get to like, I don't know.
말라 땜바마나 찬.
Vaping, whether that was-
Hold on, I'm sorry.
말라 땜바마나 찬 자에서 와서 통하면 저 사직 송.
Sai Dumba. The Kale Kusunang Rimche
말라
Gonga.
땜바마나 찬 유지 통주고 말했어.
Oh, if the Buddha stated that if you are my that say the Nangla Chi Chirangye Getru Yomare.
통주 말해서
Tongchi. Yene the Sanjay Sumbare the Chirang
많이 로마
Chang that say the Kambashilola say Mambo Yure. Then Sanjay that say the Ara Nyun that say the Tona Chirangye Getru Yomare. So the Buddha did state that don't call yourself my student if you drink alcohol. So that is something that the Buddha did state. The Buddha has stated a lot about alcohol, a lot of stories and a lot of things speaking negatively about alcohol and saying that alcohol is the kind of conduit to the other non-virtues. So like to lying, to stealing, to sexual misconduct. So becoming drunk causes you to engage in those things. Anyway. So Buddha say the actual quote is, if you drink as much alcohol as fits on a blade of grass, don't call yourself my student. He's just emphasizing. There wouldn't be very many Buddhists, I think, if that was law. Go for it. Let's roll.
Well, I had a question when you are meditating on you're trying to take an object of awareness that's complex, like an image of Buddha. Is it recommended to focus on a specific aspect of that? Because it seems like if something's complicated like that, you're not sort of focused on a specific aspect, your attention will shift around, and so you won't actually really be. Even if you're thinking about the Buddha, you might be thinking about a different aspect of the Buddha, and so your attention would be
When you
shifting.
say aspect, do you mean part of the Buddha? Like, okay, you've got a picture of the Buddha here, and you're thinking about this part of the picture, or you're thinking of a rougher picture of or a different picture?
Well, I guess both.
See what I mean?
Both different parts of the picture, and I mean like there's the various aspects that you're supposed to visualize, but then even I guess at a more conceptual level, like Buddha's compassion versus wisdom or something along
That's
those lines.
separate, though.
Yeah, but I guess
And
I'm kind
is-
of unsure about either.
Okay. Then tingenzi, shine, gom, then mikpa, sanje. Okay, sanje the mikpa, shacha tupa. Yene, shacha tupa. The rinchin mambo yere dang. The go, the rinchin mambo yere, then sansan kali kabudu gangin sene the mambo yere. The kadok ser dang. Then chun sanlo dang go. Then the chotse sanlo dang, the senge sanlo dang go. Dene the Salon Mambo Dangu. Dene Cheran Salon Gariu Be, Shine Gomna? Sanjay Yunten Salon Dangu? Sanjay Par Kunat Salon Dang, the Triwa Chip Tumble.
어때 치유 말해서 가래 있는 데 그랬어.
Yine Shine Gom, the Jagon Jugom Ni. Then Shine Gom, the Salon Dang, the Sanjay Yunten Salon Dang Mare. Shine Gom.
신내고도 선지인데 산당도 고난데 그래 막 고난데 그랬어.
Then the Jagon Jugom, Gariana.
지금보다 조금 다 저저 넣어버려. 상상 제바제 상상 조금제는 고난데 그러.
Then the Jugona, Sanjay Yunten Salodang.
여대 산당도 고난데 그래 뭐 여대 산도 마당도 고난데.
Okay, so it's while you're doing the meditation, you're trying to eventually end up at this clear picture, but you don't want to spend a lot of time moving all around this picture. So you can go back and forth from analytical meditation and single-pointed meditation. So as it says in here, when you're beginning stages, you're trying to get to a place where you can have single-pointed concentration, thinking of the excellent qualities of the Buddha and things like that do enhance your effort, your desire to do this single meditation, pointed meditation. But when you're thinking, when you're trying, what your eventual goal is not thinking of excellent qualities. It's merely held on the image in your mind, image alone, just that image without any storyline, if you will, because then storyline becomes analysis. But the image itself, you want to get to the place where it's as vivid as you can, and then hold that, and do that in lots of sessions, and then build. Each session builds on the sessions, and then you eventually end up at calm abiding. But you definitely want to try to hold what you can. You know what I mean? You don't want to spend the time trying to get the details and not hold anything. So you want to, even if it's a dull image, you want to hold it for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, and then try to refine it. But you definitely want to have that retention or that holding aspect of the single pointed concentration, because you will never train your mind to fix if you don't. Very little extra I added in, but it was just added Rinpoche's teaching that he's taught me before. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
사지 꼴면에 공기나 소나고 투자 좀 사는 그랬어.
So if you utilize the Buddha's image, for instance, you can choose so many different images when you do meditation. But if you use the Buddha's image, you have the added benefit of acquiring merit by, in the mind, thinking of the Buddha, and then what comes, the excellent qualities, etc., because of the excellent qualities, etc.
So I've been doing this probably 8 or 9 years now, and I make sure I'm doing the correct thing. Is it all right that I actually write and highlight and make notes in my actual book, or should I do them separately?
Konde lo je lo go nampa ngama nampa cheso. Dene kon tetsum sha son gangin sene kon kongi becha the kon trigadu the then the deepa rbe.
알았어.
No, don't worry, it's not misdeed. Me kashi. Geshe Lobsang Gompo gapo mare. Geshe Lobsang Gompo nga katsapo laso.
So obviously we're at these teachings that are at this very high level. Are there adjunct texts that might help us to bridge the gap? Like, are the Kamala Shiloh stages of meditation a good, adjunct for this one, and for the next section on wisdom, which gets really complicated as I'm reading ahead? Like, is there anything that can kind of help us? Because at least for me, I'm not going to be able to acquire all that knowledge or read all these texts like that you read. So, but are there texts that might help us to get from kind of a lower level of understanding to at least, approximate that? Is the stage of meditation one, and what might be one for the next section?
Okay. Lifetimes is,
I know.
I know you don't want to kind of hear that, but this is the most complex material that Buddhism has to offer, the most difficult material. So but I'm going to ask the questions, obviously, but know that you have to be able to be satisfied with not having that high level of understanding, and then just being okay with that, putting the book down and working at it again tomorrow. Because the kind of Western idea of like 6 months I need to know this, or it's a 3-month course, it's just not that. And it's tough to say that in the end of your life you'll understand the end of the Lamrim Chenmo, no matter what you do. So just start there. But that being said, it doesn't mean that we're helpless and we're stupid, so let's give up. So that doesn't mean that. But as Westerners, we have to get our egos and our perspectives right, because Tibetans always think in terms of lifetimes. They never think in, like, so when we ask questions and stuff, they're thinking like, yeah, like 25 lives later. Like, they aren't thinking that it's even a chance that they're going to become enlightened in this life. They have the examples of one, Milarepa, and like some other legend and folklore, but they really, in their mind, don't think it's happening this time. So they just do a little better than they did yesterday. And that's hard for us, being like just a tiny bit, more knowledgeable next week than the week before. It's really hard for us not to be able to kind of scoop it all up. It's hard for me anyway. Rinpoche, kontriwa de shine dang hatong den de lamrim chemo injike becha sum. Becha sumba sheda kali kapuldu shine dang hatong chembo. Sheda kali kapuldu. Dene tanda ngatsu shine lojung shegudu. Dene becha jenda ngatsu the lobjung pentogdu kongichiwa. The ngatsu gomrim papa lobjung shena ngatsu pentogdu nyamdu.
Pento baja karlo na pento ores.
Becha jenda gare pento.
Tata de
Le labo becha yiribe shine le lar becha yiribe. De le la. Got it. There aren't any easier books. This is very complex material. They're all going to say similar things, and so that I'm just translating. They're all going to say similar things, and any book that you read, if it's from a qualified source, will help you. So they're all going to say the same things if they're correct, and anything that you read will help you. So I said, is the Stages of Meditation helpful? Other books, and he said, any book you read will help. Just more information and the more learning you can do, the closer you'll get. Now, he doesn't know what we have in English, so it's kind of difficult for him to answer that as well, because he knows we don't have, because they have commentaries that are like written simpler, like easier, but they just contain the same information. It's just put in an outline. That's when the way they think of simpler is just easier to outline in terms of their being able to memorize it, but there's no new information or an easier way of putting it. So there really isn't that book to even translate. It's all just the same. This is considered the key to opening calm abiding and special insight. This is considered like the easy key to it. Like if you go to the Essence of Eloquence, Lama Tsongkhapa's other book on this, it's like another language. It's like somebody from Mars wrote it. It's so complex. So this is considered the dummied down, I mean, I say that with all the respect there is, but this is considered the easier version. That's why this book's so famous, because it's made it easier. So it's that hard. So he said, Dene the samte gom becha the the genda gari apudu. Rinpoche the gari pentoludu. Pension son andrapa su.
체마 버저 가지 버렸어.
He said no matter what book you get, it's going to say the same thing. He just keeps saying that. And it's true. If it's correct, the information's right. The information is limited, really. There's like a couple obstacles. Here's the divisions of those obstacles. Now don't let those happen. Go. You know? It's all going to say the same thing. Yes. Welcome.
When I'm not in laxity and when I'm not in excitement, what am I in, and how do I maintain it when I'm not meditating and sharing it with others and receiving it from others?
What we're speaking of wouldn't be something you could share. What we're talking about, I'm not saying what you're talking about you couldn't share, but the concentration that we're speaking of is only a personal concentration. And it's a personal concentration that when we're sitting down to meditate specifically we do. And because we wouldn't be driving a car and doing it, because we're trying to get our mind to focus only on an object of observation solely. So I'm going to ask the question. I just have to be able to use the language that Rinpoche uses to ask the question. So now that we've established that what we're talking about is meditating, specifically, you're sitting on a cushion and meditating. Now you've removed excitement and you've removed laxity. Where are you? You are focused only on that object. That's where you are. But I'll ask Rinpoche. Shiwa mena, gupa mena, gariyu. Gom japna? Chirang de ngatsu gonjana? Ngatsu shiwa mena, gupa mena, gari yure. So if you don't have those, the shiwan dan gupa mena tinzi yubicha? Yubicha? So if you have a complete absence of laxity and a complete absence of excitement in your meditation, then you have single-pointed concentration. So you have a concentration that is solely focused on whatever your chosen object of observation is. So that's what you have. You have a single focus. Don. Oh, you're on the mic.
Okay.
I was introducing you.
Thank you. In our society here, it's very complex with a lot of stimulation. Because we have these cell phones, all this stuff going on that's stimulating us all the time. But I'm thinking in Tibet, I'm wondering, in Tibet they have maybe 4 types of foods, so they don't have a lot of choices. And they have a more simple life. They don't have all these. Before they didn't have automobiles, all this. So there's something in Tibet which is like a lifestyle. Can we change our lifestyle, or is there a way of looking at it, going through all this stimulation that we have, and still work as a meditate? I'm just wondering what it is like in a monastery.
Everybody wants all the same stuff we want.
What?
They want all the same stuff we want. They just want it less every day, hopefully, than they
I'm
did
just
the day
saying
before.
the lifestyle that we have in the lifestyle.
No, I
of
understand.
Tibet. Yeah.
But I've lived in the monastery, and I'm telling you that like people want a new computer, and they want stuff like we want stuff. But it's not a Pure Land. What I'm saying. It's just people like us all living together, trying to get better together, but still coming to the table with the same negative attachments that we have right now. But they all just live together and try to get rid of it together. Rinpoche, but I do get the gist of your question, and I want to...
Is there a way for us to change our lifestyle, or is it,
But the point I'm making is, would that... there's a story, if you take a jackass and you put this donkey on a train in Connecticut, and then you send it to Florida, what gets off the train is still a donkey. So wherever you are, you bring your mind. So, so no matter what you materially remove, your mind is still there, and that's the problem. But I do get what you say. I do get what you mean by having less. It seemed like it'd be easier, less stimuli and so forth. And it's an important question. Rinpoche, kon de segdu pula de ngama de chiran du de ngama de computer mambo yomare, dang mota mambo yomare, dang ngul mambo yomare, dang kala chikshena je, kala mambo, sheda mambo yomare, kala je. Then the kongi tsampa chikshena de le lar, gangen sena arila, ngatsu la phone yure, computer yure, pardro, mardro, leka yure, then kongi tsampa chikshena de kanga mena, then le lar. Then cheran sanlo gar yube. Nge tsampa de lap, nge lapsam, chipa. Gar shene chipa. Gangisena de drapa, zen sarpagu. Drapa de chikshena kon de sha nangla, sha that's cheon gugudu. Then chikshena de sha nangla drapa ni yure. Yene kon chipo de gugudu. Then chipa. Natsu kanga zin. Zin. The datayen. So he said it's the same. No matter where you are and what you have, you still have yourself. So whatever your attachments and your cravings and so forth will manifest in a different form. So for instance, monks live in rooms, he said sometimes 12, and they say, oh, if we could only have 10, everything would be better. And some monks have 2, and if we could only be alone in this room, and if I only had a bigger room, or if I only had a nicer book and my robes have started to get older, and that monk over there has new robes on because his benefactor has more money, and now he looks better than I do. You getting it? It's the same. So wherever you are, whatever you have, your attachment adapts accordingly, and then you become attached to the things that you have. Here we have a lot of choices, but the choices don't change or make more attachment. They just mean that our attachment can go here and go there, but it's still the same strength is what I'm saying. The strength of the attachment doesn't decline because of the environment.
Thank you.
That makes sense?
Yes, very good answer. Thank you.
I'm going to start saying donkey. I think people get upset when I say jackass. Because it seems like I'm putting someone down.
If I just had, since I seem to understand it like if we're not excited and we don't have laxity, where those are sort of just the two things we have to strike a balance between. But what about cases where we're distracted by sort of an unpleasant object, by sort of worrying about our problems or something like that? Because it seems like excitement is specifically characterized in terms of being distracted by an object that's attractive. But what if I'm distracted because I'm worrying about
It could just be mental discursiveness. It doesn't have to be attractive. It doesn't. Rinpoche, the gupa, shiwan gupa, the gupa yuna the pugo nagadu, then ninji, then this sanoda the gupa, the nge gom jagadu, then nge mipa sanjayen. Then nge pogo de shera nagadu ninji sanlo dana de gupa yen gupa de gupa yen
goba de ora goba san peje de gro me ba chi de me ne sen de la ma de ba ji le sanlo ko de to goba la ro.
So when you look at the definition, raw definition of excitement is when your mind is trying to focus on one object of observation and it is moving away from that object to another. So that's excitement. It's when the mind strays from its object of observation. I do know where you, the part. I know what you're talking about. I hear you. I'd have to re-look at it, but I'm going to. Next life. I'm going to stop saying next week, because, yeah.
So, Rinpoche, and you talked about that in Tibetan Buddhism, they look at enlightenment, they think in multiple lifetimes. And you said only a few will, in like this lifetime, awaken. In other schools like Zen, it seems like they emphasize way more this lifetime, do it now. And it also seems that maybe more than just like a few cases do have that awakening. I'm wondering maybe if that awakening that they're talking about isn't as strong, more riddled, a lesser vehicle.
Real quick, Rinpoche's never studied Zen, so in fairness, he won't really know what their tenets say. Mm-hmm. Secondly, I have slightly studied Zen, and Zen has an enlightenment that's not Buddhahood. They say they're enlightened, but it just means kind of awake, but it doesn't necessarily mean they are Buddhas. So you'd have to look at the terminology and be sure that they're saying that this person is a Buddha, because they have terms that they use similar to ours, but they don't mean the same thing. Kon des segadu ngatsu the shanchup sheda kali kapudu then peupichu ngatsu milarepa the me chik yure me mambo me sheda mambo yo mare then kon des segadu the zen chu the shanchu mambo yure the konso kelan. Then the sheda kali kapu yomare kelan, then the kon segudu. The zen den the kelan ahako gamare, kon de segudu. Chikshena de zen kelang de kelang gamare. Yene kon segudu, zen kelan, the shanchu le labudu, me mambu shanchu le tson, then ngatsu nyamdu le sanje yure. Then Charan san lo gari be. Shanchu le lao do.
Shanchu le lao yo mare.
Shanchu sen le lao yo mare.
Shanchu sen le lao yo mare.
De tanda shanchu semba gatsi yure. De tanda de dende. Ngama de jao rinpoche chik laso.
Shanchu semba tranga te mare.
Ale. So it would be very, very difficult to become enlightened. It's very difficult to even achieve bodhicitta, the mind that aspires to become enlightened. Just to achieve the mind that wants to become a Buddha, and that is a translator's note, isn't just, hey, I want to be a Buddha. It's day and night. That's all you think about is becoming a Buddha for the sake of others. You don't have cars, and you just, that's it. Day and night thinking of that with no other thoughts except thoughts that would help you to that goal. So Rinpoche is saying that even having that is very, very difficult. So he only knows that even achieving the mind that wishes to become a Buddha is extremely difficult. And I said, well, how many bodhisattvas would you say there are? A bodhisattva, now the Zen tradition uses the word bodhisattva very freely. And they say that they would say that we're all bodhisattvas because we're trying to become Buddhas. But it's defined differently when you look at it. And it's not Tibetan Buddhism. It's Indian Buddhism. It's what the Buddha taught in the Kangjur, the pronouncements of Lord Buddha that have been translated into Tibetan, commented on by Indian commentators, Nagarjuna and Asanga and Aryadeva and Chandrakirti and Chandragroman and all of these incredible scholars, and then some works that were that Tibetan scholars commented on. But no Tibetan scholar made up a kind of Buddhism. The Tibetans only commented on the Buddhism, the only Buddhism that was taught, because there was only a Buddha that taught it, Buddha Shakyamuni. There were other Buddhas before, there will be other Buddhas in the future, but the works that we have in our world system to study are Buddha Shakyamuni's works. And Buddha Shakyamuni's works all line up and connect exactly with Tibetan Buddhism. And if there's any part of Tibetan Buddhism that isn't exactly what Shakyamuni says, it should be thrown in the garbage, as should any other teachings that are saying they are the teachings of the Buddha, but are not following what the Buddha said. So I'm not saying that of Zen, but I'm saying that if there is a pronouncement other than that of what Buddha said that contradicts what Buddha said, it's not Buddhism. We can call it something else, but it should not be called Buddhism. So it's very hard in the Indian text to become a Buddha. It's like, it says like, the reason I ask the numbers is because it's like one person in an eon, or it's like crazy small amounts of numbers. What is it?
Like the amount of an atom on your tip of your nail, or something to that effect. Like
All the atoms in the universe versus the atoms on the tip of your nail. Like all the atoms versus the atoms that fit on the tip of your nail. Just the nail. We're good. All right. So that's the answer. Rinpoche hasn't studied Zen, so he can't say whether Zen says that or doesn't say that. If there was a Zen master here, we could speak on that. But I've studied Zen, and I don't think that it's to become a Buddha is considered easy. But I do know what you mean, because the terminology, we're enlightened, is used very freely.
Can you speak to like these lower level awakenings that are not Buddhahood, but which Zen would call awakening? Because I'm sure there are.
You'd have to know what they're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Buddhism, we have bodhicitta, we have renunciation, we have really specific things, and there's I don't know what those are. We'd have to have their school, like, you know, we'd have to have it in front of us and know what the pronouncement is, and then ask the question from there. Like, oh, this is what this kind of enlightenment, you're saying this is enlightenment, we would say it's this. Like, I don't know what they proclaim. Sorry.
That's all right.
One more question, and then we'll end.
So, when you say in one lifetime that Milarepa, whoever achieved enlightenment, what does that mean? That
Nothing.
he had no future, like, what does that
Nothing.
even mean?
I'm telling you, it means nothing, because he previous lives studied. It was that
Right.
lifetime that it happened.
So
But-
why is that held out as an example of anything different than anyone else that would have achieved?
Because it's an example of someone who did it, and there are very few to use.
But you said in one lifetime.
Yeah. But that's the example that they use of a person who they have the story of, besides Shakyamuni, that went and did this and went and did that and went and did this and then was enlightened in that lifetime. We don't have other stories of... So when we say in one lifetime, it just means that we have their story of like that lifetime where they did it.
But
It
that's what
doesn't
you
mean
have-
they did it in one lifetime. Con this Milarepa. That say chi shanchu yine jewa ngama lobjong shesong deng sun sang say chik yomare then garishene kon mingda
Sangye tseji tang tseji sangye slaro.
yine say chi yomare gangisene jewa ngama nampi chu lobjong shesong.
So mo lo sangye bala tene tseji lo sangye.
So in dependence upon large accumulations, he was able to achieve enlightenment in one lifetime. Previous accumulations. It's just a story. Don't do it. Don't hold on to it. Just let it go. I can read out of something where flowers rain from the sky too. Just let it go.
The reading that comments on impermanence related to calm excitement by bringing to mind impermanence and so forth. And I was thinking about that in terms of what you had also said with the, I guess, middle ground between laxity and excitement being single point meditation. I'm curious what impermanence would look like in single point meditation. For instance, if you were to choose to look at a river, could you do that in terms of like a single point? Or is that not single point meditation? I don't know if that makes sense.
It would be a picture of a river. It couldn't be a move. Well, it could maybe. Rinpoche, the tingenzi gona, so sanlo dang doe, so river sanlo dang tu doe. Gangin serna the kali kabudu gangin serna river parjo marjo. Then sanlo dang mipa chi kali kabudu.
So sanlo dang the gona digger ma dang the gona digger cheyo maris.
You could use a river as an object of observation as long as you somehow singly. What I said to Rinpoche is I think it would be a hard object of observation because it's moving. So it would be constantly, you would have this feeling that it was moving and things were changing. And changing is what you don't want. You can't achieve single-pointed concentration if the object of observation changes at all. Mm-hmm. So anyway, but he said, yeah, you can do that. Mm. Oh, and what would impermanence look like in single-pointed concentration? Was that a question too? The mitapa tingenzi gon tude.
Mitapa la mean tingenzi gona ya juris.
Then kandre the mikpa chik mitapa. Then garit sanlodang. Mitapa netsu sanlodang. Garit sanlodang.
Mitapa netsu ngasu mende santang na machine ya yoro. Mitapa rabaro. And the mitapa chama garit santang cheyo maris.
Then they tingenzi ratude.
Tingenzi yabu gonga ina chituguris.
So there are. He said if you're able to use it, it's difficult to use concepts, obviously more difficult than a picture. And there are coarse forms of impermanence, such as being born and then dying. This is a coarser form of impermanence. And then the subtle forms of the momentary disintegration that's taking place of everything. So if you can use this as an object of observation in your analysis, it's very, very good. And if you can somehow then harness it into a single object of observation, it can be used. But can be, Rinpoche is saying. It seems like he's saying it's a difficult way to go about it, but it can be used. Because once you achieve single-pointed concentration on, for instance, you get it, you use a Buddha, and then you achieve single-pointed concentration. You then have it, so then you can point it at anything. So at that point, then you could point it at impermanence, and then I guess you would know what it looked like single-pointedly looking at impermanence. I was trying to ask Rinpoche what it would look like, and I didn't really get anywhere. Okay, concluding mandala offering and dedication prayer. Does it look like something just melting? I don't know. Like the Matrix when it goes, poof! No? Too much? Tuchena Rinpoche, Sheda Sobuldu. The fundamental ground is scented with incense and strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha land and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure realm. I dedicate whatever virtues I have collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of Venerable Losang Drapa to shine forever. I send forth this jeweled mandala to you, precious Guru. I dedicate all this virtue to emulate the knowledge of the hero Manjushri and likewise Samantabhadra as well. With whatever dedication is praised as supreme by all the conquerors who traverse the three times, I also dedicate all my roots of virtue for the sake of auspicious deeds. In that pure land surrounded by snowy mountains, you are the source of all benefit and happiness. All-powerful Avalokiteshvara Tenzin Gyatso, may you stay until samsara's end. I pray for the long life of the precious Khensur Wandak, upholder of scriptural and realizational doctrines, spiritual friend who trained extensively in the 5 great philosophical texts with exceptional wisdom and perseverance. Tuji Rinpoche Gucci Shapi Denona. Lamrim Chamokan Triana.